Good morning. So it is Thursday, and I wasn't even going to chime in on this Travis Scott thing. I honestly never heard of Travis Scott really in my life, I don't think. I mean, I could have, but I feel like it was probably one of those things where it was an in-passing conversation. I had never heard any of his music or anything like that, so I'd have never heard of Travis Scott. However, when this news first came out and just a little bit of blips of cell phone video and footage that was shown that I could also view on YouTube, I immediately got a horribly bad vibe instantaneously. And I'm relatively sure it has a lot to do with that frequency. I seen so many videos on it since it happened until now, until today. And there are a lot of YouTube, I don't know, authors, I guess. I don't know, what do you call YouTube people? Publishers? Whatever. People that make videos, and they've done their own investigations, and I've looked at several of them, and it's very interesting because one of the things brought up, because they've had a lot of witness video that they've captured, so they're going off of that too, and the repeated thing is this: in between songs and in between sets and stuff or whatever, they would have this weird, like, bass boom, 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 or whatever. It was just a weird, disturbing sound coming out of the speakers. And, looking at basic Google searches for, low frequency, low, type of energy or sound, I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud. But I did a basic Google search, and that very first thing revealed it can actually do organ damage. It can shut you down. Like, if you're hearing certain frequencies, it can physically shut your body down. And I mean, it doesn't take much of a, thinker to do a basic Google search, because now we have Google that gives this information to these random people, okay? And I'm just going to play random parts of video because I feel like it's important.
On Twitter recently, in articles here and there, and with the plight of this tragedy, it's obviously come back up on Twitter. So the ex-manager now has spoken out. This took place roughly 11 years ago, which is 2011. I know that sounds really weird. He speaks out in the videos and says that all of this is true. This is probably the worst man that I've met in my life, and that, he used to work with him. So I thought he was just somebody who was meant to be his new manager. But in actual fact, they worked together. In actual fact, this particular man helped him, helped his career. And for you to leave him to potentially die in a basement whilst he's having a seizure in front of you is awful. I don't know why anybody respects this man. I don't know why anybody is a fan of this man. Do you know what I mean? All of this coming out about Travis Scott, I knew nothing about this. I never listened to this man. The only song that I occasionally listened to was Sicko Mode. That was the only song. I never knew. I don't know why people were so massively interested in this man. He's been very successful, and I've just never quite got it. This man has taken to this video to basically say that back in the day, in 2011, he helped.
Sorry, before we proceed, when this first happened, I actually watched a tarot reading, and in that tarot reading of Travis Scott, the person doing the read said that in the reading he had pissed somebody off, like somebody high up there, like, here's the wee people that get concert tickets way down here, and then hypothetically here's Travis Scott, this person's like up here, and he pissed him off. So, and then the Tower card, well, anyway, won't get into the tarot spread. Let's just go into what the person said about the reading. They said that basically he's going to be plucked apart. Maybe not physically, maybe physically, who knows, but hopefully not. But it's more of a, I don't know, what's the word? Sorry, I'm still waking up, guys. Anyway, next morning I woke up and seen the thing that Nike had dropped him and that Kylie had broke up with him. But then there's other stuff with that. So anyway, back to video.
Fake making accounts on Twitter to make him seem popular.
Travis Scott is the worst person I worked with in my entire career in music. 8 people are dead and hundreds more injured after Travis Scott's callous, reckless behavior at Astroworld. And I hate to be the one saying this, but I saw this coming and I tried to tell everyone. The story that D-Dot is telling is true. I'm Travis Scott's former manager. I'm the one who had a seizure, and I'm the one that he left for dead in a basement in Los Angeles. I originally told my account in 2013, and then it recirculated on Reddit about 6 years ago. The stories coming out of Astroworld and all the videos documenting the evidence are quite clear, and they align with what I know about Travis Scott. When he sees people in harm or danger, he tends to only continue thinking about himself. And to make it worse, he's been doing this for years at other concerts. I could go on and on about the theft of sessions, assaults, and all the lies that he's told in his career. But the thing that I want you to understand most is that I think it's time to spill a little tea, as the kids on the internet say, and I don't mind doing this because Travis Scott is genuinely a horrible person.
This is disgusting.
So in 2009, when I met Travis Scott, I was running a site called earmilk.com with my friends Trey and Blake. And I was a junior level software engineer, and I had just finished working for MySpace Music. So I worked in the technology side of music. For Travis, what we did was fake his popularity. I programmed a fleet of SoundCloud bots to artificially inflate his play counts on SoundCloud. This told record label executives that he was much more popular than he actually was. We also did the same thing early on with Twitter. You may have noticed, and somebody made a joke about it, that his early followers could make an omelet because they were all eggs. We used software to enhance his visibility via the wrong means.
Come and arrest Travis. Just come and arrest him. Come and arrest Mr. Scott, man. They're always on time. They're always on time. And that this ex-manager was saying that they faked creating bots on SoundCloud to make it look like a lot of people were listening to him, to make it look like a lot of people were following him and tweeting about him on Twitter as well. He helped create all of this fake stuff to bring that kind of engagement and interest. Therefore, record labels would look at him and would want to.
When I seen this the first time, I was like, okay, so how many other people have done that and currently do that and still do that and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's a lot of the problem with social media. It's so easy. It's so easy. And I mean, when I think of followers, so my son's an artist. He's a rap artist, a very talented rap artist. Tech support, technician. Anyway, he's on all platforms. Anyways, case in point. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. This is so disturbing. Like, your fans are your number one priority asset. Like, that's you're doing it for them. This person does it for him. And all this stuff that I'm reading is narcissistic. And besides that, I mean, I keep seeing about all this demonic stuff. You know, people thinking, you know, he's opened a gateway, blah, blah, blah. There could be something to that. But I'm more disturbed about the intentional physical harm to his fans. Like that to me, that doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm going to continue with this. You'll see what I see.
To sign him. That they had this whole kind of fake game behind making him popular, and it worked. And it just goes to show you that a lot of people are in this position with this fake persona, and that you think that everybody loves them. You think that everybody likes them. You know, and you think that they were huge and big and upcoming. And in actual fact, how many other people have had fake bots and Twitter accounts and fake listeners behind them to push them up to make them seem popular. Like, how many people? It's interesting how, interfaces can be used and manipulated for agendas, and this is exactly what this ex-manager is admitting and kind of exposing from Travis Scott's team, because he also helped
I'm
him
going
do
to
it.
fast
And for
forward.
him
It
to
looked
help
like
him
there
do
was
all
more
of that, to push
video
him up there to get
from
recognized by
this
record labels,
manager.
only for this man now to have a seizure
Which I
in front
haven't
of
seen
Travis
yet,
Scott,
by the way.
and Travis Scott to leave this man
Unless
in
he's
the
pointing
basement
out
as
more.
having a seizure about it.
That he's told in his career. But the thing that I want you to understand most is that I think it's time.
I get so excited.
Oh, and of course, YouTube, we have to have commercials. But, so I wanted to bring up this other video and show you this. But I'm waiting for it, and this is what, I mean, this was at the front of his show. There's just, sorry, my phone shut off. Technical difficulties. Ooh, yay, I can skip now.
It's time to spill a little tea, as the kids on the internet say, and I don't mind doing this because Travis Scott is genuinely a horrible person. So in 2009, when I met Travis Scott, I was running a site called earmilk.com with my friends Trey and Blake. And I was a junior level software engineer, and I had just finished working for MySpace Music.
I guess
so
he's
I
just
worked in the
reiterating.
technology side of music.
He was compelled to make this video, and as you can tell in the video, he has said many a times that this man is one of the most awful people that he's met. It's just another one of the pieces of the puzzle that...
Okay, well, and I'm going to proceed now. Sorry, guys. I'm not big on a lot of equipment.
Her career as a rapper, but sometimes waiting a little bit longer before making something like this is probably for the best interest of everyone who's gonna view it. So this apology video is hands down one of the shittiest apology videos on the internet. For something this severe and tragic, a 1.5-minute video on his Instagram stories doesn't seem like the best, nor seeming like he does care that much. I'm surprised he didn't start playing the hook of "Stop Trying
This
to Be
next
God" in the background
commentary
to make
really
it more
got me.
sad and add dramatic effect to this video.
I really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can
Sorry.
make out,
I'm trying to shorten this a little, but
Looking into the previous 2 Astroworld festivals, nothing happened then, but similar incidents happened regarding the lack of security at the...
that also makes me want to touch on another thing that I heard from a person that's been a longtime fan. They said that you always knew, his fans always knew it was going to be a show that, you prepared to get fucked up, injured, whatever. Drugs, obviously, plenty. But I'm more worried about the injuries. Like, people are talking about paying $400 for tickets and going cross country to come to a show to get killed. I mean, that does... I'm going to proceed.
front gates. So going into this year's event, well, why was it going to be stopped? The previous 2 years have been fine, right? And then take that into consideration with how Travis Scott encourages his fans to act. Even some old tweets and Instagram posts resurfacing where Travis Scott is blatantly encouraging this type of rager, crazy behavior. Travis Scott over the years has glorified a crazy lifestyle at these concerts, where if you don't get injured or bleed, then you aren't living the full experience at his concert. Even this...
Little bit of irony there. I took my son and daughter, my youngest son and my daughter's my oldest, to a Disturbed concert at Saltaire in Salt Lake City. It's actually by Tooele. But anyway, small venue, intimate venue. We were right up against the, it's like a, what's the word? It's like a gate looking thing. But it's like a cage around, I guess it's the sound people and all that. We were pressed up against it already. Well, this little midget chick, she was about as wide as she was tall, but she was quick. Anyway, she pushed my son into me. And, of course, I got in her face. I'm like, what the fuck is your deal, And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I turned to check on my kid, and then I got something on my tap on my shoulder or something. And I turned around, she freaking sucker punched me in the face. Well, I've actually had my nose over here, before in the past, so it bleeds relatively quickly. You hit me square in the nose. Doesn't hurt, but blood like a stuck pig. So here I am chasing her stubby little butt, and she outran me, but she was sneaky. I don't know how she was gone. Case in point, I literally turned to my kid because he was like, "Oh my God, Mom, are you okay?" Because he's seen the blood, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a Disturbed show. You know, it's a concert. It happens. You know." But this is ridiculous. This goes way above and beyond. This is encouraging mass. I'm just gonna go back to this. I'm sorry.
Old Instagram post where, well, I mean, that didn't age well at all. Even in 2017, a fan attending a Travis Scott concert got paralyzed. So this unfortunately was not the first time that something bad has happened while Travis Scott was on stage. So with everything just adding on top of each other, unfortunately what happened on Friday was a cause of many things, where many people can be blamed for the 8 lives that were lost. I can see why many people are blaming Travis and coming after him, as it was his festival and ultimately his decision whether or not to stop the show or not. But to blame Travis Scott 100%, that just doesn't make any sense. He was set up for failure from the beginning. From the beginning, with the lack of security measures, overpopulation of the crowd was bound to happen. While this venue was supposed to hold 50,000 attendees, I believe with everyone who was sneaking in without a ticket, that number must have been 55,000 or even 60,000 attendees who were at that festival that night. So with that happening, crowd crush happened, attendees getting stomped and trampled. This led many people to go unconscious, get asphyxiated, have seizures, and eventually suffer life-threatening brain injuries. Where currently a 9-year-old boy is suffering a coma after getting stomped and trampled.
The count is now up to
but
10.
The craziest thing to be claimed was that those working at the event weren't even allowed to use the word dead or deceased over the radio. They would refer to those people.
Okay. This is what pissed me off.
As Smurfs. Yes, everyone, if you are dying or about to fucking die, no, you're not a person anymore. You are a fucking little blue person. I mean, what the fuck? That is so fucked up. Are they calling them Smurfs because when you died you go blue? Like, what? Who thought of that? Now, this is just disgusting.
That sounds premeditated.
And almost planned. So the event plan potentially knew that this might have happened and created a code word before the event even started. This does not sit well with me at all. Let me tell you that. I mean,
I am with this guy 100 fucking
But just
percent.
because 8 people lost their lives and 300 people got injured, that does not mean that everyone at that concert or many people did not experience some shit in their life that many people do not experience. Like death or CPR or watching people seize out on the ground. Like, that shit is traumatizing and will stick with you for the rest of your entire life. The best thing you can do is donate to the GoFundMes to help families with funeral costs. As myself, I am donating all money made at the end of the month from these videos to the GoFundMes. To donate yourself, I link some down below as well. With that being said, it has been your boy Tripping. Thank you guys all for the support recently. I love you all. Stay safe out there. And I'm sure we're gonna hear crazy news of the story coming out very, very soon. Goodbye.
And these... Sorry about my phone, guys. I've got multiple phones because I can't stop dropping them. Anyways, those were the people. Plus, there's actually 2 more because that only shows 8. But I think the takeaway from all of this is Travis Scott could have stopped it. I'm sorry, he's the one with the mic. He's the one with the control. He's the one that had everybody basically there for him. I'm sorry, he could have stopped it. I would have ended my career right then and there if it would have saved 1 life. And but I feel like this guy wanted it and encouraged it and was, oh my God, okay, anyway. If you know anybody or if you fit into this category of people that are Travis Scott fans and you might want to take a step back and try to, look at the bigger picture of maybe his show, if you've ever been to one, or him as an artist. Like I said, I've never heard his music. I couldn't pick him out of a crowd until now, because his face has been plastered everywhere. But there is definitely, I won't say he's demonic, but there's definitely demonic forces involved with this whole scenario. I mean, I could feel it immediately as soon as it's just too weird. And the fact that, I won't get into preaching, but I'm just going to say that you've got to protect yourself. You've got to protect the people around you. You've got to protect the person next to you. That is why we're here on this earth, is to keep each other safe and learn from each other and grow as humans, not try to kill out a bunch, especially of our fans. That doesn't make any sense. That's like setting your own house on fire because you love it so much. That makes no sense. Anyway, it looks like his tower's getting taken down. So we'll see how this goes. Be safe out there.